Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jacking in to talk about one of the greatest plot twists in cinema history. It's not just that we're living in a simulation, it's about how the most human emotion of all, love, became the ultimate glitch in the machine's perfectly coded world. So, right from the get-go, the Matrix trilogy hits us with one of the biggest questions philosophy has ever asked. Are we in control, or is our entire life already written for us? Free will versus determinism. It's the first major question Neo has to wrestle with before his journey can even really begin. And there it is. That's Neo's answer. This one line pretty much sets the stage for the whole movie. He's looking for the truth because, deep down, he just craves control over his own life. It tells you everything you need to know. This guy is a natural-born rebel, ready to fight a system that's all about total control. Now, we all know this choice, right? It's iconic. The blue pill gives you a comfortable lie, what Morpheus calls a beautiful prison. The red pill, on the other hand, it promises a painful truth, the desert of the real. It feels like the ultimate act of free will, but what if that choice itself was just another part of the system? Okay, so this is where the sequels just completely flip the script on us. It turns out the whole rebellion, the prophecy of the One, Zion, all of it wasn't just something the machines were expecting. It was actually a core part of their plan. The illusion of choice was actually the deepest, most clever level of control. So, get this. The whole prophecy about the One, it had nothing to do with freeing humanity. It was more like a safety valve. A tool the machines built to round up that 1% of people who would always reject the program. You gather them up, contain them, and then you just hit reset. And this right here, this is the cycle. The architect, who's basically the program that built the whole Matrix, he lays it all out for Neo. He tells him he's actually the sixth one. He's just the latest guy in this repeating loop that's designed to trap anyone who dissents and keep the machines in control forever. A perfect, deterministic system. So, if the system is perfect, if the cycle is supposed to be inevitable, how in the world do you break it? How do you throw a wrench into a world of pure, cold logic? Well, you introduce something it was never, ever designed to understand. The architect himself actually points out the anomaly. He sees the one variable that makes this Neo totally different from the 5 that came before him. And it's not some vague idea like hope. It's something specific, powerful, and to a machine, completely illogical. And the key here is how specific is. The variable isn't some grand, abstract love for all of humankind. No, it's this incredibly intense, overwhelming connection to one single person, Trinity. That kind of focus is something the machines just could not account for. Think about it. Everyone before Neo was programmed with this general attachment to humanity. So when they had to choose between saving everyone in Zion or saving one person, they always made the quote-unquote logical choice and rebooted the system. But Neo, driven by a love the architect dismisses as just a chemical reaction, he chooses Trinity. And that illogical, emotional choice, that bug in the code, is the one thing that finally, after all this time, broke the cycle. So that's the what, but how about the how? I mean, how did the filmmakers manage to create a world where a super complex philosophical idea like this could have such a huge impact? Well, it definitely wasn't an accident. The Wachowskis were so committed to these big ideas, it's kind of amazing. They actually had Keanu Reeves read these really dense philosophy books about the nature of reality and systems theory before he even looked at the script. They needed their lead actor to fully grasp the world he was about to step into. And they mixed together all these incredible influences to create this totally new visual language. They took the amazing wire work from Hong Kong action, the deep storytelling you see in Japanese animation, the cool framing of comic books, and they mashed it all up to build a world that could actually handle their complex story. And the physical side of things was just as important as the philosophical stuff. The cast went through 4 months of incredibly intense martial arts training before they even started filming. All of that was just to make the impossible look real and to ground all those high-minded ideas in some really gut-punching action. It's honestly a miracle this movie got made at all. The studio first read the script and thought it was way too confusing, too philosophical. So the Wachowskis had to hire comic book artists to storyboard the entire film, scene by scene, just to convince the execs they knew what they were doing and to get the movie a green light. So all of this, It comes to a head in that final, incredible battle between Neo and Agent Smith. And it's not just two guys punching each other. It's a clash of two totally opposite ways of seeing the world. It's the ultimate fight between free will and determinism. So you've got Agent Smith, right? He's the ultimate program. He's pure determinism. And from his point of view, everything we value, freedom, truth, and especially love, it's all just meaningless noise. They're just silly stories we tell ourselves to pretend our lives aren't pointless. And Neo's response? It's the ultimate defense of free will. After everything he's found out, that the prophecy was a lie, that he was just another cog in the system, he keeps fighting. Not because of some grand destiny, but because of the meaning he creates for himself. A meaning that's all built around his choice to save the woman he loves. So the big takeaway is this. The Matrix suggests that the very things a machine would see as a flaw, our illogical emotions, our unpredictable choices, might actually be the defining parts of our humanity. And why that matters is that it makes you ask yourself, what's really driving us? Is it our programming and our environment, or is it the choices we make in spite of them?